Hi, year 11, this is Mr. Lim here, and this is our 10th video on hydrocarbons, the combustion of hydrocarbons. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be learning about the combustion of hydrocarbons and their incomplete and complete combustions, all right? And then how to balance them, all right? So let's have a look. So all hydrocarbons undergo the reaction of combustion, which is the reaction with oxygen gas, okay, or O2. Depending on the amount of oxygen gas present, the product formed will vary. If you have excess oxygen, you'll make carbon dioxide and water. If you have limited oxygen, you'll make carbon monoxide and water. All right. So effectively what you have to do is you have to make sure that whenever you read the question about, say, okay, write down the balanced chemical equation for the incomplete or the combustion of, say propane with a limited amount of oxygen. You just have to be reading for whether it's in limited oxygen or excess oxygen, and then pick out the right products appropriately. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do the limited amount of propane in limited oxygen. So C3H8 is propane. Okay, because I know it's propane, so it's an alkane, so I know it's CN H2N plus 2, so I can go write out propane as that, okay? In limited oxygen, still oxygen, it's going to form carbon monoxide and water, all right? But if it was propane in excess oxygen, the reaction would look like this, okay? So you don't have to write that it's limited oxygen or excess oxygen anywhere. You just have to show that you understand which one it is by the products that it forms. Okay, and then we just have to balance that equation. So one thing to note is that when balancing chemical combustion reaction, you should remember that the oxygen gas means that there must be an even number of oxygens on both sides. And so therefore, if you're reacting in excess oxygen specifically, the coefficient of water must be an even number. Okay, so let's go have a look about why that is. So O2 means that whatever number of oxygens on the left is going to be an even number, okay? So if the CO2 also means that whatever coefficient, you're going to have an even number of oxygens from this carbon dioxide. But the coefficient of the water, if it's an odd number, it will produce an odd number of oxygens, and therefore that's not going to be able to be balanced. So the coefficient has to be an even number when burning something in excess oxygen. When it's in limited oxygen, because the carbon monoxide is present, it just means that the sum of the two coefficients must be even. The sum of those two coefficients must be even. But it's just a quick way of being able to tell that whether like immediately you have to rebalance something simply because you've got the wrong number at the beginning of this one here. Okay, so let's go balance out this one here nice and quick. Okay, 3 carbons there, 4 waters there, right, to make the balance out the carbons and the hydrogens. And since water has an even number, so that should be fine. So there are 4 plus 6, that makes 10, so that makes that a 5 there. Okay, nice and easy. All right, if you want to do the other one, if you want to do the incomplete combustion, all right, so then again, a 3 here, a 4 here. So that sum of those two values is not an even number, it's going to be 7. So therefore, if it's not an even number, you can immediately go to the next, you just double up the hydrocarbon, all right? And then you will make 6 here and how many? 8 here, which is an even number. So now you can say, okay, 6 plus 18 is 14, so therefore I'm going to have 7 there. All right, so just understanding that incomplete combustion, you need to have the sum of the carbon monoxide and water as an even number, right? Whereas complete combustion, you need to have the water as an even number, just because your oxygen is always going to be an even numbered substance. All right, and that's it for the combustion of hydrocarbons. Adios.